Hi there, it's Sharon Hess. And, I haven't pulled the card in a while. So this morning I pulled out my cards because I was thinking I wanted to talk a little bit about Miracle Mind Mastery, which is what I recently discovered, talk about. And basically, it's kind of like my focus now. So I pulled out my Spiritual Spice book and my Spiritual Spice cards. And I thought, okay, so what should I really talk about? I just thought I'd let the universe guide me. I actually drew the card miracles, okay? So when I opened my Spiritual Spice book, it's on page 166. I read, miracles are around us all the time. We get so focused on our day-to-day activities, we forget to stop and look at the expressions of love that are abundant. Take the time to stop, look, and listen. They are there. It's not that miracles don't abound. It's that you think they must be grandiose and miss the opportunity to see them in the simple things. Now, when you talk about, when you think of the word miracles, everybody thinks about, like walking on water and, Jesus turning water into wine and those kind of things. And a lot of times, in our day-to-day lives, we think about miracles as, like it would be a miracle if I got a windfall of money. It would be a miracle if he started treating me nice. It would be a miracle if. It's always an if, right? And we usually generally attach them to big things that are seemingly impossible. Now, if you understand universal laws, you understand how the universe works, you get that nothing is impossible. However, not everything is probable. And the reason for that is because as human beings, we tend to operate in certain ways. We form habits, we decide in our mind the way certain things should be or the way certain things look, and we perceive things as good, bad, indifferent. We decide all of these things because it all has to do with the way we think. Now, a miracle in A Course in Miracles, which was the beginning of my spiritual journey, is when you catch yourself in just thinking about your individual self, your ego self, whatever you want to call it. I now call it individual mind so that you understand that it's the way you think is your individual self, right? And you shift back over into your divine self or your universal mind, which is remembering that you're connected to everyone and everything and that we were all created from the same place. And so that's why we're all connected, right? So the miracle is when you're totally in that one mindset of your individuality, and then you shift back over into that mindset of the universal connection that you have. And that is shown as an expression of love. And the reason it says love is because A Course in Miracles teaches there's only two emotions ever. It's either love or it's fear, okay? So if you're in fear around something and you release that fear and let go of that fear and see it from that universal standpoint, while still seeing it from your individual self, that to me is where your miracle mind comes into play. So it's really all about understanding who you are as an individual and also understanding who you are connected to the universe. And when you understand both of those things and you meet in the middle and you create in this world from that space, that's when you create whatever you desire, because you're bringing all of you on board. And that's why it's important to understand those different parts of you so that you can balance in the center. If we're way too far to one side, it tips. And what you want to do is balance and bring it into the center, because that's where you create what it is you want in this world. Now, when you're totally here in your individual mind, okay, you will sabotage yourself a lot because you have all these rules that you've created. And what we need to do is dig in and find out the rules that we made up. And then when we do that, we can shift those because we can change it by looking at that rule from a universal perspective rather than just an individual. So I hope that helped explain a little bit about what miracles are and what I'm talking about when I talk about miracle mind mastery. It's really understanding all of yourself and being open to learning and changing and growing, because that's what we're here for. Okay, if you have any questions, please shoot me an email, support@miraclemindmastery.com. And now go out and have a fabulous life just because you can.